Hi there, and welcome to what is actually talk 6 of this particular section of the Delight of Photography course. If you haven't been with us from the beginning, I would maybe suggest that you click and subscribe, bottom right hand corner, which will take you to the whole list of courses that we've done so far. And you can go right back to the beginning of my Delight of Photography course, and you can work your way through it, and you will hopefully improve your photography significantly. It's been an interesting journey, and again, if you haven't been with us, please do that. And for those of you who have been with us, I'm delighted to say we got to the end, but hopefully it's helped your photography significantly. And it's all about loving your camera, loving your photography, and just really enjoying what you're doing, because that's what it's all about. Photography is meant to be enjoyed. This is the final section because we've been talking about different ways of making your pictures look good. How do you make them look even better, perhaps? So these are the final few thoughts just for you to bear in mind. And of course, you've got patterns. The brain enjoys seeing things in regular patterns. It just feels good, which means that your viewer likes to see things in regular patterns. So beach umbrellas just look fascinating, interesting. Plowing. Just so happens that it's amazing. One sometimes wonders how the tractor driver could plow with such beautiful lines. Oak trees. A pattern, just a pattern. Wonderful gardens, amazing patterns. The amount of work involved in keeping a garden like this, amazing. How they're all trimmed, so it makes a perfect pattern. Perfect pattern. The vineyards, the people in the vineyards make the picture. Otherwise, it would just be a vineyard picture. But it makes it interesting. But the patterns of the vineyards, as always, add something. And vineyards are wonderful because you can always take amazing pictures of vineyards and they produce beautiful patterns. You can find patterns all over the place. If you're sitting in a bar and you look around and you see all the glasses, then you take the picture because it's an interesting pattern. Or you see all the American flags. Interesting pattern, take the picture. And patterns in this case, it's shadows from the overhead beams. But anytime you see something with beautiful patterns, take the picture. These are wine glasses at a wedding, a different way of using patterns. Flags flying, different patterns, different patterns. These are steps, but they give you an interesting pattern. And I think the foot on the right-hand side just adds an interesting element to the image. Patterns, bicycles, particularly with the cyclist coming up behind. And you can do it even closer up if you like, to give it a better image. You'll get a feel, perhaps. Bicycles are wonderful. I know nowadays in London the bicycles are all red, but at this stage they were blue. But they do make a very, very pleasant pattern. Reflections in office windows. Close-up of inspection of reflections in office windows. So let's think about patterns. Whenever you see something that just fits into a pattern, take the image because they can work extremely well. So moving on from patterns, let's have a look at surface texture. And sometimes we forget about surface texture, but wherever the light is coming from, it can affect the way the camera picks up surface texture. And it brings out detail and texture, which can make the images really interesting. In this case, the ploughed field in the background almost looks like a knitted jersey. And here this illustrates how the angle of light can affect the patterns. If you have a look at the building, you'll see the top half. You can see all the different patterns, whereas below, no texture, just flat. The moment you have side light, that's what you need. The moment you have side light, you can see obviously the texture when you look at it on the right. On the left, you can see there's no light, there's no texture. Think about light coming from the side. That will give you the best texture. Even statues, light coming from the left makes it look almost like 3D texture. And this is a really, really strong image of a pilot from the Battle of Britain monument on the embankment. Very powerful, very texture. Padlocks. Just how the sea looks, texture adds to the whole image. Texture adds to the whole image. Tree trunk, texture. And the soft sea and the texture of the rocks and the mountain. And I just love this picture of this lady with the texture of the rocks in the background and the lumps on the beach and the dog, and it's fantastic. And the dog has very kindly produced a tongue just at this particular instant. It's a very good illustration of what texture can add to your images. So we're getting towards the end of our last talk. Just some images to give you some thoughts. Early morning images with reflections in the beach, on the sea. Using other balloons to give sort of the image of curtains. Hot air balloons. Feeding birds in a very spectacular manner, I must say. And just sunrises and sunsets and people in the image always give you extra benefit and look beautiful. This is the eye wandering down to the bay and the mountain in the background with the sky. Or just a wonderful, powerful sunset. So think about textures, but more importantly, think about the whole course that we've done, or the world that you will have done. For me, it's a very popular course. I've given it, as I mentioned, to more than 3,000 people live, and I've had amazing comments from people saying how much they've enjoyed it, how much it was intriguing and just enjoyable. And also emphasize your creativity. So think about doing the course if you didn't take the time to work your way through it. This is very good. It's done, as I mentioned before, in 10-minute segments. I've had comments from people who said, haven't you got something that we can just look at? In that case, it's done in an ebook format. If you have a look at the introduction to this on the website, you'll see easyphotobooks.net will take you to the link. So to take you to a whole variety of photo books that I actually do there. But thank you very much for joining me. As I mentioned again, right at the beginning, photography is an amazing hobby. Make sure you get the most out of the hobby by at least starting to really understand how to take your pictures. Pictures that reflect what you see and what you would like to remember. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me, and have fun. Have fun with your photography. Take care. Cheers.